What's up, She Sells girlies? In this episode, we break down exactly what remote closing is, what a day is going to look like, what tasks could you be doing. I've got 2 remote closers in the room. I cannot wait for you to listen to this. Enjoy. What's up, Tashi?
I'm just going to keep, this is how we're going to do the intros from now on.
I love it. A little shimmy.
Yeah.
A little shimmy for your Friday.
This is what remote closer life does to you. You just walk around shimmying around because it's so fucking good.
And you just want to dance all the time.
Literally. It's amazing.
Okay, come on. Nothing beats that post-sales feeling. Actually, you know what? Friday ends. You finish your last call.
Yep.
You look at your week. You're like, fuck, I just made $5,000.
Or more.
Or more.
Depends who you are.
Yeah, if you're Tash, you're making way more than that.
Honestly, to go more specifically though, nothing beats the feeling of getting a piff. A piff is a pay in full. Mm-hmm. When you've gotten someone to the point where they're like, this is absolutely for me. I'm going to pay you $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 up front.
On the phone.
On the phone.
You know, there was a time where if you had told me that people would spend in excess of $5,000 on the phone and give card details, that I would have told you you're lying.
Most people actually think that though. They're like, who's going to give you your card details to a stranger? That's where the magic comes though, right? Are you a stranger?
Absolutely not. You're a trusted advisor. You're an expert. And one thing that I really like to view myself as is you're someone who's holding the damn door open to their dreams.
Oh, that's essentially the most perfect definition of what a remote closer is. Holding the damn door open for someone's dream. So let's dig into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's still quite metaphorical. Mm-hmm. So for all of our ladies listening who don't actually know anything about what remote closing is, what would be the literal definition that you would give them?
Okay, the shortest?
The shortest.
Online sales rep.
Online sales rep.
That's literally it. So, okay, so you know those people who drive around in cars and they get cars, laptops, mobile phones.
Yeah.
They drive around usually selling wine or tobacco. That, except online.
Yes.
And paid much better. much, much, much better.
Yeah, literally. Okay, can I tell you what I say?
Yes,
okay.
Please.
So on sales calls, when I do jump on, if you're lucky enough to have me.
Oh, so lucky.
What I will say is, hey, do you need me to give you an example of what a remote closer is? Because it's easy when our brains have something tangible to hold on to, right? So I'll actually ask my client, I say, give me a name of someone that you look up to. Can be an author, creator, influencer, chef, whoever. And I had this lady who was a chef and she's like, Gordon Ramsay. I was like, okay, perfect, Gordon Ramsay. Okay, so let's take Gordon Ramsay. He's got a $20,000 high-ticket coaching program teaching up-and-coming young chefs how to make a business as well as being a chef, right? And I said to her, I go, do you think Gordon Ramsay has the time of day to sit on the calls and close the deals? She was like, absolutely not, Tash. I go, so who do you think is? His team of remote closers. I tell you, her face dropped. She was like, that's what you do. That's, and I said, can you see yourself doing that? And she's like, yes. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Pause.
Uh-huh.
For all those baddies out there that are thinking that this is some pyramid scheme.
Right.
Please rewind. Is that still a thing? Go back and listen to what she just said.
Yeah.
Again and again and again until it gets into your mind. This is literally sales.
Yep. Yeah. It's, okay, we're going TMI right now. The oldest profession in the world is prostitution. Mm-hmm. It was very revered back then. All right, you can look it up. Okay. That's also sales.
Yeah.
Right? The second oldest is actually sales. Think of the merchants in ancient Egypt, right? On the Silk Road from China. Sales has been around since the dawn of time, whether we were bartering with freaking rocks and goats or whether we were charging $20,000 to work with Tony Robbins.
Girl, you are actually bringing the fire
I'm so hot.
I'm like, more. That's exactly right. We sell ourselves every damn day. Every day. Every time we open this mouth, we're selling ourselves.
100%.
If you are single and you're trying to find a man, You are selling yourself, honey.
Oh, 100%. You know how many times I have to sell myself on a first date? Actually, no, sorry, rewind. How many times men have to sell themselves to me, honey? But no, it's so true. Like, this is what Brooke and I talk about every freaking day. Sales is everything. If you have a skincare product that you love and you're like to your friend, hey, oh my God, I just bought this tallow. It's amazing. I just did that for you and I bought you the tallow.
Exactly.
You're like, get me some tallow. I just sold her.
Exactly.
Without selling.
If you are watching the latest White Lotus, and I was talking to you about just this the other day.
Like,
you were
what
talking
happened?
to me.
What happened on White
I'm
Lotus?
selling you watching the show.
Yeah.
And you're like, yep, let's go.
Yeah.
Influence is a skill.
Okay, pause there. I talked about this today.
Okay.
So sales as influence. And so what's the difference there? Like, for me, sales could mean someone who a lot of the women are like, oh, it's pushing. But when I say a person of influence to you, what would you say that is?
A person of influence is able to inspire.
Yeah.
A person of influence is not a follower, but a leader.
That one. A leader.
A leader.
That's what you were saying about you're the person who holds the door open for someone's dreams. So let's get like into even more specifics then.
Yeah.
How we actually hold the door open to someone's dreams as a remote closer.
Okay. So let's think of this, right?
Let's get comfy.
Yeah, get comfy. So we're on a train. Okay. We're on a train.
Yep.
You've got this amazing gala you're headed to. Okay. You've never been to this suburb before.
Okay.
You have no idea where it is. Okay. You get on the train. You're sitting there. You're getting comfy. It's pretty cold outside. It's raining. Just setting the scene. Okay. Good
Scene
salespeople are good storytellers. I will
That's
say that.
true.
Okay. So you're on this train. You're in a seat, and it's getting a bit crowded now. So you're lucky. Like, you've got a seat. You're looking hot. And then, like, a couple of stops later, you're like, I am not on the right train.
Right.
Okay. Now, you know this. Okay. So what's the next step? What's the next logical thing you do?
You want to get off at the next stop.
Right. But it's cold and it's raining. And
It's uncomfortable to do that.
It's uncomfortable. Yeah. Let me ask you, Tash, like, is that train ever going to get you to the gala?
No, it's going to take me somewhere completely different that I don't want to go.
Right. So what tends to happen is people get to the door of the train and they're standing there and they can feel the cold from the outside. They can feel that it's raining. And there's you pulling the door open and like kind of like encourage them to step out. It's so amazing. There's so many other things outside of the cold and the rain. Plus there's the freaking gala.
Right. You can see it. You can see it.
You can see it.
Yeah.
You know that this is not going to take you there, right? You know it's not. So what a remote closer does is it bridges the gap. Rather than you trying to have to do it yourself and endure the cold and the wind and the rain by yourself, you've got someone who's like, hey, I've got you. Let me show you. Let me show you how to get on the right train that's going to take you to the gala and all the magic little stops that happen in between.
Oh my God, I love that. I literally had a woman today. So this story is really freaking fresh. And she's like, for the last 6 months, I've been trying to change my life. I said, trying? That's what we do, by the way. We pick up these key trigger words and we mirror back to be a mirror for someone. Why aren't they actually
Hold up a
changing?
mirror. Yeah.
Right? Trying. What's happened? I just don't like, I don't know, I need support, blah, blah. I said, what I'm hearing is that you haven't had that accountability to get you to where you need to go. Would that be fair? Yeah, Tash, that's exactly right. I said to her, do you give me permission to be that person to give you the tough love that you deserve? She said, yes, I want that. And so I walked her through and I got her
You pulled her
in.
off the train.
I pulled her off the train with her permission. She always wanted to get off. She just didn't have a trusted hand to guide her.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like, I love that so much because there's a difference between a want and a need, right?
Yep.
People want to get to the gala on time.
Yeah.
People want
They want
to
more
be
money.
financially free. People want to live in Bali. And that's all it will ever be. It's a goal. It's wishful.
Wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking, right? It's not the destination. It's not the language that you use with yourself when you know you're going to get there.
Yeah.
Like we talked about this the other day, right? A pilot. He
Yes.
doesn't say like, hopefully guys, like we're going to get to Bali at 4 p.m.
The goal is to get to Bali.
we hope that it's a smooth ride. He's like so certain when he
Yeah.
says like, we're going to land in Bali at approximately 4:10.
Yeah. The destination, ladies and gentlemen, today is Bali. We're landing at 5 p.m.
certainty.
How do you feel as a passenger when you hear that?
Exactly. You're like, great.
Right?
He's got me.
Right?
Yeah.
Except, okay, let's just, so they can understand. If I'm the pilot again, I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, today the goal is to get to Bali, hopefully.
Yeah, there's a bit of thunder and, there's a few things that we have to try and get around.
You might want to put your seatbelt on.
We'll do our best.
How are you feeling?
Like, sorry?
Get me off the plane.
Like,
get me off.
What?
Yeah.
Do I feel confident handing anything over to that person? No. Now I'm like praying for my life. Like I would actually love, if there's any pilots listening in, I'd love to know if in their training they do like tonality sessions or like
conviction training.
Yeah, neuroscience maybe, like just on like what certainty does to your brain.
Yeah.
Because like you've got a plane full of people who are literally trusting you.
Yep.
They've not even seen you.
Yeah.
The reason they wear an uniform is because
so true.
Yeah. When you see them in uniform, it's that perceived trust, right?
Yeah.
You look at them and you're like, I trust you. You're a pilot. You've like, I trust you. So like, I think the uniform is 100% intentional. And I also would love to know if they actually receive specific training on like how to sound certain like that. Because it's like
100% would.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah. So, okay. So a pilot has their uniform.
Yeah.
What would you say then? And I think this is such a bomb question. What would you say the uniform is for a remote closer?
Oh, it's anything that you feel like anything. Okay, so we had this running joke in She Sells that wearing your hair, we called it like the power bun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, because whenever I was going out, I'd always get in a few sales calls before I'd go. And there was like pockets of time where I could get ready. So I'd get ready and then I'd come back in my heels, my power bun, and I would sell everybody. Why do you think that is?
Easy.
It's not the fucking power bun, but why do you think that is?
You stepped into your uniform and you were like, boom, this is the energy. I've got that conviction. Am I right?
Absolutely. I felt sexy. I felt in control. I felt like a leader.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the freaking bun or the heels, but it was who I stepped into. It was who I became.
Your alter ego.
Exactly. If you're selling in pajamas and you're just like slouched over and you're like, hello, what do you although there's always caveats to that, right? Like I walked in the other day and this is literally the life of a remote closer, right? She's going to fucking kill me, but like, I'm just going to say it because I was like, what is happening? So it was her birthday. So we'll let her off. It was her birthday. I walked into her room. This is a remote closer. I won't say her name. I walked into her room. She's lying in bed like this. The laptop was on her belly. She was topless. Topless. It wasn't a Zoom sale.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it wasn't a Zoom sale. It was just a phone call. Just making a sale. Just made like $150 like that.
Boobs
topless.
out.
Like it was like 6 a.m. She just was in bed. And I'm like, we're not lying when we say you can make deals from bed, from the pool.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you show up and you hold the damn door open for the person you're speaking to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Top, no top, pants, no pants. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the no pants. Your brother is also a really big fan of closing deals from being inside the spa.
Yeah.
Inside a spa. But again, this is like the luxuries that you get to experience when you are a remote closer because you become so good at holding the baggage, making sure that someone's safe enough to get off that train, to get on that plane with you, whatever analogy sits well. You're like, hey, I've got you.
Yeah.
That takes time.
Let's talk about safety for a sec.
Okay.
Because like I ran a session today with the She Sells girls where I was like, you need to think that you are sending like I am safe.
Yeah.
Like through the camera. And that really landed well. And like, why is that important? Let me ask you that. Like, why do you think sending safety vibes to whoever you're talking to is important?
Okay, well, if we're going back to like the train or the plane analogy, let's just say we're in a plane, okay, because this is more dramatic. And you know you're going to the wrong destination and then there's no way that you're going to land there because you're never going to get back to where you want to go, right? And so here I am, a remote closer on the outside, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to take you to your dream destination, baby. You just have to trust me. But if I haven't said, hey, don't worry, I've got an extra parachute for you. I'm going to be holding you while we parachute to your destination. Are you going to jump if I don't say that?
No.
No, you're not. But if I say, hey, I understand, I've been there before, I totally fucking get it. And I've actually brought another parachute with me. I'm going to jump with you.
Oh my God.
Do you feel safe that we can go to your destination together? I'm going to hold your hand the whole way. Are you saying yes?
Yeah, I am. But it's because I trust you, and it's
Yep.
because you've made me feel safe the entire way, not just in that moment. That's
Yeah.
an important thing to say.
Yes.
Like, not just in that moment, do I feel safe to go with you? You, from the moment I've seen your face,
Yeah.
I have felt like I can follow you.
Yep.
You, like, and that's the thing, leadership is a feeling, it's an energy.
That comes back to the person of influence.
Exactly.
It's, do you have the vision? Are you guiding them? Are you holding energetic space? Are you showing up with a smile and warmth in your eyes? Are you a honeypot or are you a fucking stone wall?
Yes, just do flies stick to you?
Right?
Or do they fall? Are they exactly repelled?
Yeah.
I honestly, like, you can just tell some people the moment you lock eyes with someone
100%.
that they've got it. They've got the energy. You want to be led by them because people want to be led, right? So like you are one of those people that like I see you and I'm like, she's a leader. It's an energy. It's
Same back to you, sis.
I know. But yeah, it's a really beautiful gift to have.
It is true though, but it's a frequency that you walk in, but it's also not a frequency that you just walk in. It's a frequency that you must live in.
Yes.
A true leader doesn't just show up to a call and leads in 2 seconds. A leader leads throughout all of life. In the decisions that we make every single fucking day. Whether that's with our family, our friends, our business, everything has to be from that leadership
congruency.
mind. That's the word.
It's congruency. Who you are, and like, when you know what remote sales is, right? We've spoken about that. This is like all of the other parts that you get to look forward to. Like it's who you become because of sales, because of learning this skill set. Like it cannot just be given to you in one sentence, like packaged up beautifully, because it's so much else. Like, do you know how many women, Tash, have told me, oh my God, like since doing this training, I have just got a promotion at work. Or like since doing this training, like I'm able to get what I want. Since doing this training, I'm able to like demand respect from people.
Yeah. I walk differently. Harriet, our lovely girl who is already in a setting position, moving towards a closing position. She's only been there like less than 3 months, by the way. She sent us a video and she's like, Tash, Brooke, since doing this training, I walk differently. And do you know what? She didn't say that. You know who said that to her?
Who?
Her partner. She didn't even say it. Someone else said to her, have you noticed that you walk differently when you come into a room?
Oh my God, it's that leadership energy.
Got goosebumps.
I know.
Like, it's insane. Okay, if we like take it back to our personal experiences, because I can tell you in a heartbeat, I've like 10x'd the person that I was 5 years ago. And just since last year, how much have I grown? Seriously.
I can't.
Different person.
Different
You're
person.
a different person.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. How much has remote closing changed your life since trusting that you could go into sales?
Tash, oh my God, the way we bounce off each other, people would think this is fucking scripted. There's literally nothing here. We just like...
Raw dogging it, baby.
Shakarino. Okay, so I couldn't even... This is prior, Brooke. I couldn't even ring up the doctors to cancel an appointment. I had to get my mum to do that. I couldn't dispute like an extra charge on my Telstra bill. My mum would do that. I couldn't even break up with a boyfriend of mine. I had to do it over text. I couldn't do any of that. That skill of being able to have a hard conversation, I could not do before sales.
I'm sorry, can we just pause for a second? Like literally, everyone just take a moment to breathe, because that's insane.
Yeah.
You're looking at the woman who now we both speak in front of almost 800 women on a daily basis. You couldn't even ring up and dispute a charge on your own account, let alone break up with someone. What? No. Okay, so I did this exercise today with the girls. It was really beautiful. It was writing a letter from your future self to you today. And so many tears. So what would you say right now, Brooke, who's like leading 800 women, we're about to do an amazing frickin' gala with like 1,000 people. What would she say to Brooke back then who couldn't even dispute a charge?
I would say what you want is on the other side of one conversation. Yeah. What you want is on the other side of a hard conversation.
Wow.
It's only a conversation away. And like breaking it down like that, it just takes the power away from it. It's like I couldn't lead the way that I do today if I couldn't have a hard conversation. Today was full of hard conversations, by the way. And there's not a world where 5 years ago you could have told me that I was able to do that and still sit in this chair today and be as okay as I am. Because what you want is only one hard conversation away.
Okay, so again, I guess this begs the question for the ladies who are thinking about going into remote sales. My question to you is, being Tough Love Tash, what hard conversation are you willing to have?
Do you get to have?
That you get to have.
Do you book a call and not show up because you're scared?
Oof.
Because what you want is on the other side of that fucking screen.
100%. If you want to change your life, like, there are so many different ways to do it. But remote closing has exponentially changed ours and is changing so many other women around us. So it is true. If you know that you're on the wrong plane, if you know that you're on the wrong train, what hard conversation are you willing to have with yourself?
Yes, with yourself.
Because we can teach you the skills.
Yeah, we can help you have hard conversations with other people, but what we can't do is make you have that hard conversation with yourself. Because something that remote closers don't do is convince. We don't need you, babe.
Nope.
We don't need you.
Nope.
So you need to understand that, because we think salespeople would do anything for the sale, right?
They would literally salesmen, yes, absolutely.
Correct. But we're not convincers.
Nope. We don't need to.
No, we don't. We hold the door open for you and we will gently push you if it's needed and if we have permission to. But ultimately, you need to take that step through it.
Yeah. I use this analogy all the time when I say a really great coach is the same as a great closer. You don't tell your client what's wrong with them. You don't tell them what they need to do, because that's disempowering, right? That's like a teacher or a parent reprimanding you, like, bad,
Yes,
you need to do this.
Yes.
What we do differently, and this is why we get paid so well and we get people hand over $20,000 on the phone, is instead of saying you need to do this, I say, what do you feel inside of you at this moment? Do you feel like there's a version of you that can have all of this? Yes. So if that version of you exists and everything works out for you in this moment and you've been successful, you 6 months down the track, what do you think she's saying to you right now? If you know that it's there, are you going to fan the flame, or are you going to put out your fire?
Are you going to let your own limitations rob you of the magic that comes from just saying yes? One conversation with yourself.
Yes.
So we probably confused you even more. What is remote sales like in a nutshell?
In a nutshell, we are, remote closers, high ticket space specifically, we are the last person in the defense line, I say, right? We close the deal. That's it. We are facilitating high level conversations, shifting perspective with people who are ready to get off that wrong train to change their life.
Yep. Amazing.
We close their deal.
Amazing.
That's it.
And just like so people can have a real understanding that this isn't some mythical thing, because like it sounds too good to be true, right? I'm just being the devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
Sounds too good to be true. What does your day look like, Tash?
Okay, so, it depends, right? Usually a week out, if I'm getting really nitty gritty, I will control what my calendar is going to look like based on my activities for that week, right? What dinners am I going to? What waterfalls am I visiting?
What dates am I going on?
Date, depending who's watching. Okay, so normally like a week out, I'm, designing my calendar, I like to say.
Designing your life.
Designing my life, right? And so let's just say I open up 4 hours a day, which I normally do to take sales calls specifically. I work 20 hours a week. That's it. I don't have capacity mentally or emotionally for more than that. Never have, never will, to be honest. So let's just say in that time, I've got about 5 to 7 calls booked. Maybe 4 people show up and I've sold 2 to 3. Maybe a follow-up with 1 or 2.
She's being modest. She mostly will sell them all, and then she'll get a bunch of cancellations and no-shows. So,
but that's what my day looks like. And honestly, as a remote closer, the thing that I love, because I hate it in other jobs, there's no admin. There's like 2 seconds worth of admin. There's a CRM, which is a customer relationship manager system that all the accounts that you'll ever work on have. That's covered. I don't do any marketing. I don't do content like for the business. Obviously, this is different, right? But like, you don't have to do that as a remote closer. You're not on social media. You're not doing affiliate. You're not begging your family and friends to buy a product.
Okay, wait. So you're saying I can sell a high-ticket fitness program to get women on stage, but I don't need to have done that?
No. You don't need to have done that.
And I don't need to promote that.
No, you definitely don't need to post anything on your social medias. Like, you can sit behind your computer and make hundreds of thousands over years, multiple 7 figures, and no one I love saying this, no one even has to know your real name. It's true. I could get on the phone and be like, hi, my name's Sally. You're not going to know. But I'm here for you in that moment, and that's all that matters. Everything else melts away. So as long as you show up and serve the client and you're there in that space in that moment, that's what a remote closer does. Anything to add?
No, nothing to add. It's that simple, guys. Don't overthink it. It's literally that simple. You're an online sales rep.
I think that's
you are the
simple, I
person.
think.
You are the person that holds open the damn door.
Dream
People's
big.
dreams.
Dream big, baby, and never, ever, ever close the door on someone's face when they say, I want to do this.
Never. Cheers, baby girl.
Cheers.
Bye.